Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David, and in this video I'm going to show you my favorite expansion for Doomlings, and that is Legends of Enderas, because it has Dinolings. And I can do so with thanks to the Doomlings company who provided this copy. Besides Dinolings, we have Mythlings, Techlings, Treasures, and we have Fuzelings. Those are a mix of the first three. So please let me show you what's inside. So let's start with the Dinolings, and I happen to have the holo foil in the Dinolings series. These work together a lot with the discard pile that lets you discard piles, that let you discard cards in order to play them or have the value based on the discard pile. But no new mechanic, you can simply add them into your game and play without having to explain anything, because everything you need to know is on the cards itself. Then we have the Techlings. I'll use one card as an example. Techlings are attachments you add. Oh, here's one. This one is nice, by the way. The value of this card is equal to the top card of the discard pile. But anyway, Techlings let you add one card and only one card, so one of these attachment cards, to one of your trade cards. So maybe like this. This one says, attach to a trade in any trade pile, then steal the host. And when you steal the host, the attachment comes with it. So you can steal a card from another player. Each card can only have one attachment. Except for dominant cards, those cannot have an attachment. But those attachments may change the value of the host card, something like that. And if the host card is swapped or stolen, then the attachment goes along. If the host gets discarded or returned, then you have to discard the attachment. So all kinds of cards you can add to a host card and trade card, and the color of the attachment also counts for the total value of the trade deck you've played the card in. So that's how these attachments work in general. Then we have the Mythlings. The Mythlings is filled with magical spells and mischievous tricks. Pay attention to the discard effects on cards with the sparkly new spell icon. So we have a new icon into the game. Here's one. If this card is discarded from hand, announce it. Players resolve all effects. Then the opponents discard half their hand at random, rounded down. But it is worth -4 negative points. If this card is discarded from your hand, you may steal a face value 1 card from an opponent's trade pile. So some surprising stuff might happen. Things you didn't expect. But again, not really new mechanics you need to know. You can just add this into your game. And then we have the Fuzelings, and those are simply a mix of all these three sets together. These sets belonging to multiple of those sets. Then finally we have Treasures, and those treasures are magical treasures. And for each player there's a reference card with the glyphs and the rules. You make a separate draw pile from the treasures. If you discard a treasure, you put it face up next to the draw pile, and when the draw pile gets empty, you shuffle the discarded cards into a new draw pile. At the start of the game, each player will get one of these cards. If you at the start of the age, so when an age is revealed, draw one treasure if you have fewer than 2. So only if you have 1 or none treasure cards, you get to draw 1. And most of the treasure cards have 2 options. And you can pick which one to play. You can only play one of those abilities, and you can play as many treasures in your turn as you want. The rush effects you play before the start of your turn. You have mutate at the start of your turn. So this one says mutate purple or green, and mutate says choose one trait from your trade pile, mutate it by placing it on the bottom of the trade deck, and then play one trait of the specified color to replace it. So you can change up some cards in your trade piles. Echo says you can repeat playing a card, in this case red to red or green to green. After playing a trade with this color, you may play another trade of the same color. So it gives you the opportunity to play 2 cards at once. There are adept cards. Let's see, adept, rush, a lot of rush. Most of them are rush. Where is adept? We have cloak, and we have adept. Here's adept, any color actions. On your turn, play a trait with an action and ignore it, then adapt it by playing an action from any trait pile of the specified color. Treasures can also adapt effectless traits. So that's what adapt do. And finally we have cloak at any time. Play in response to a specified non-dominant effect. Cloak yourself by preventing it entirely. So in this case, cloak prevents a steal, excluding dominant cards. So you can cancel the action of your opponent. And those are these treasures. Nice to have if you can use them. At the end of the game they are worthless. All treasures get discarded. You can take them with you once the world ends. So those are the treasures. And those are the sets of cards that are in the Doomlings Legends of Enderas expansion for Doomlings, Dinolings, Techlings, Mythlings, a mix of those being Fuzelings, and we have the treasures. So if you have any questions about this expansion, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. My name is David, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.